Qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Duolingo.
I'm doing Duolingo.
Duolingo malade.
Ah oui, j'ai fait Duolingo. J'adore Duolingo.
C'est Duolingo sur mon iPhone.
I teach Japanese next door, and I studied French for 6 years. But I have never paid attention to agreement, so I think I started understanding more and also realizing how difficult the French language is.
I'm dyslexic, so this is like really great for me because it has all kinds of different ways to learn it.
The repetition really helps me remember grammar and vocabulary.
I really like the fact that it's very simple and you have to complete one stage before you can move on, so that you can't actually take on too much, which is a problem for me.
It uses speech as well as writing and reading, and it is very picky on what it accepts.
And it's really incorporates a lot of different phonetic things that help dyslexics.
I'm quite competitive, so I think it really works.
I like Duolingo because it helps you learn French a lot easier than just sitting in class all day.
J'aime Duolingo parce qu'il m'aide avec le vocabulaire, parce que dans l'école, j'oublie tout le vocabulaire après un examen.
And if you know skills you can test out of them, I find that to be extremely helpful because then you can move on to stuff that you actually need help with.
Oh, and it helps with like vocabulary because like if you don't spell it right, like it marks it wrong like completely, so you have to do it all over again, which really helps in the long run.
I am using Duolingo to help me with my French because while I have technically been taking it since I was 3 years old, I have yet to improve.
I started in June over the summer to be able to strengthen my French so I could go into a better class. And it was really useful for vocabulary and learning how to pronounce things correctly.
Et je pense que c'est très bon pour moi parce que j'ai oublié beaucoup de basics.
Do you think that you're making as much progress as in English as in French?
Yeah, in English I feel it's better too. Like I know I'm learning new vocab, and yeah, I feel it's good in both, you know.
And I learned verbs, vocabulary, and English words as well.
And I'm also doing a little side project of my own, trying to learn Spanish to impress my family and make them think I'm not a failure.
But Duolingo, I do not give up, and I just want to get better at it, and I love it.
Et pourquoi tu aimes Duolingo?
It helps me improve on my vocabulary and my comprehension skills.
Je crois que cette application est simple.
I really like it because it helps me improve on my French, and I'm also helping translate other paragraphs from the internet, so I'm helping the world while I'm helping myself.
And I also like the fact that it's really fun. There's a little owl that tells me I'm failing and everyone else is passing me.
Alors, tu penses que tu es intéressée par une autre langue aussi? T'aimerais étudier?
Je veux bien apprendre l'allemand.
Ah oui?
Et c'est après comme le français.
Tu vas finir le français d'abord, hein? Une langue à la fois.
I don't always learn French, but when I do, I use Duolingo on my phone.
I have the app for my iPad.
I have the app on my phone and I play on my computer too.
I get the reminder from Duolingo every day at 1 o'clock.
Okay, so any suggestions?
Maybe add some games.
Some games. That's what Zoe was mentioning, yeah?
And I think that it could be a little bit more interactive.
Okay.
So that you could like challenge people and like.
Well, you can invite people in it, but you mean more like.
Yeah, but like you could race someone in taking a quiz and see how many you get.
Oh,
right.
okay.
It would probably be nice if there were a lot of different options for translations, because sometimes I can say things in a way that it doesn't accept, but it's still correct. It doesn't accept it.
Sometimes I find like what in class I can recognize as a liaison between like a T and a vowel.
Yeah.
It's not as clear.
In the speaking part, in the listening part.
Yeah, when we have to listen and translate to another thing. So
So you would tell them to actually...
I think in the slower one, sometimes they include the liaison in the first word, and so it's like...
Okay. I see exactly what you mean.
And it'd probably be nice to have like a video or something to go along with it to kind of understand the lesson before you do it.
Some of the translations, especially like on the listening, they're kind of like out of context, and so it's really confusing because it's like you hear something and you think you're hearing it incorrectly because the sentence is so bizarre. Like, my dog is eating green rice. Like, things like that, I think I'm hearing it wrong because it doesn't sound like that would be a sentence.
Anything you would ask Dr. Von Ahn?
Why are there so many questions about wine? Why do you talk about black water so much? Why are there so many black vegetables?
Alors, à quel niveau tu es? What level?
Level 9.
Whoa.
J'ai niveau 8.
2. J'ai level 2.
I'm in French too.
2.
6.
Duolingo est utile.
Duolingo, c'est mieux que Rosetta Stone.
Duolingo, c'est fantastique.
C'est formidable.
C'est difficile.
C'est super.
C'est amusant.
C'est drôle.
Duolingo est super.
Duolingo, c'est magnifique.
Duolingo, c'est original. C'est un jeu.
Duolingo! Merci, Dr. Von Ahn. Aloha!
Ok, très bien. Alors, tu as fait une bonne publicité pour Duolingo.
One of my students wanted to be promoted from a second-year French class to an advanced French class, and I recommended her to take a summer class before she would be able to catch up to the advanced class level. The student signed up to Duolingo. During her speaking and writing initial assessment in the advanced class, I noticed striking progress, which led me to look into Duolingo. I now use the application with all my students. I use Duolingo to differentiate in and outside the classroom with all my French classes. Students compete with other students regardless of their level, so Duolingo does not replace an interactive oral language learning, but it is a great grammar and vocabulary acquisition tool.
Duolingo, pour l'aider de s'emparer.
Quoi?
Wait, what are you
En anglais, en anglais, en anglais.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Duolingo, c'est mieux. No, my God, I meant. Il est nécessaire. No.
Qui mériterait d'être amélioré dans Duolingo.
Yeah, there's a lot of animals drinking wine, and so I'm getting a little confused if I'm hearing it correctly.
Oh, start someone else start. I don't know what we're doing. Like,
what are we saying?
Okay, questions please?
C'est magnifique. So magnifique. Duolingo, c'est magnifique.
Say it again.
Duolingo, c'est magnifique.
What about that?
Marco, qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Je fais Duolingo sur mon iPhone. Je pense.
Non, mais on filme. On filme.